Showtime, he says. Showtime. All right, here we are. We changed the board. We got the bechamel done. You can hit the air conditioner. All right, the bechamel's done. Actually, I took it off the heat, so it's getting a little thick. But you see, it's kind of lumpy. We're going to take care of that. That's no problem. What I want to do now, because we do have the Espanol sauce to start, is we're going to need to compensate some tomatoes. Now, I always tell you guys, you know, these type of knives, you really should have these because they're great for this kind of stuff. This is a little difficult to use, but if you're going to use a large knife, you hold it like this, which looks kind of scary, but if you're going to be cutting a tomato, this is probably the safest way of doing it, right? Because if you're doing this, it's kind of dangerous. But a small knife too, choke up on it, hold your thumb as deep as you want it to go, push it in. This is not as sharp as that one, that was sharp. Once again, in class, we compensate 1, 2 tomatoes. You're in a hotel, you're going to do a case of tomatoes. And if you're going to be doing this, sooner or later, you're going to kill yourself. So, X the bottoms. And into our boiling water. How long? Gentlemen? How long?
The skin is out?
Yeah, just a few seconds, since we don't want to... Actually, 2 tomatoes is a little too much. If you show it over here, look at this, the stock. This is protein here. This is not bad. You can even whip this in, or you can throw it out. I'm going to throw it out. Because that will just turn back into it. Here's an onion brulee. I'll just throw that in because, well, why not? Okay, that's about it on the tomatoes. Like I said, probably just need 1 tomato because there's a little too much tomato paste in there. Shock them, cold water. Stainless steel pot. A little oil, please. Just very little, tablespoon. The tomato peel nice and smooth. So we got a brown stock done, more than done. It's a nice brown stock. We're going to turn the brown stock into Espanol sauce. Did you, another sachet of spice? Ready to put together another sachet of spice? So what I'm going to do is now sweat the vegetables. This is actually an ice bucket. This is actually for putting champagne in. It's not really a cooking pot, but it's stainless steel and it works quite well. So we've got another paddle. Tomato skin in there something. Sweat the mirepoix. Small dice. All right. So this is what turns brown stock into Espanol sauce. There's a little boost of flavoring. Nice dice. Who diced this? Nice job. Nice job. Nice even size. Look at that, huh? Perfect. Good soup garnish too. Yeah, it could be a good size for soups. Thank you, guys. Now, at this point, some chefs would say, you can brown it. We don't need to brown anything. I didn't even need to put the onion brulee in there because that sure is brown enough. So I just want to sweat this so it releases the aromats, the flavoring. Now it's good to strain, sauce is always good to strain several times. Something like this, what is it? See the black ring? That's called shrinkage. Now, you guys don't think a lot about it, and I think, but if I did this every day, in a year's time, that's a stock pot of stuff. So once again, it's about cost. Nothing really you could do with this. We could scrape it off and put it in, but a lot of chefs don't. But that's the byproduct of it. Let's see, do we have anything in there that we don't know? Nothing strange. There's some of that. Once again, we want a smooth, clear sauce. Anytime you add mirepoix, another hour of cooking time. That's a lot of time, chef. An awful lot of time. Which is good. I like thyme, don't get me wrong. Thyme's a good flavor. But once again, you want to keep the balance. And I'm going to take off a little of the hoochie. All right, I'm going to move this into the back burner. See, we got a nice simmer going on. Oh yeah, that's nice. We're gonna get the Espanol sauce cooking before we go back to the bechamel. It might be a little confusing, but since we have a lot of tomato in there, I'm gonna really just use one tomato, concassé. Take the skin off. I like to do it under running water. But just poke your fingers in there and just pull out the seeds. This step might not, taking the skin off is necessary, but the seed removal, because we're going to restrain this, so. Mirepoix, we concassé. Concassé just means rough cut. So just cut roughly. Because this is going to cook for an hour. And in an hour, it's gone. It's no solids left. This is, the tomato actually is what makes it Espanol. Spain's known for growing good tomatoes. And back in the 1800s, that's where apparently the name comes from. Now we're going to let that cook. We're going to let the tomatoes cook. We're going to add roux as that's cooking, but not just yet. We'll take our choux paste now. It's cold. Good taste though. The nutmeg flavor is now stronger from sitting. This is why I saved some milk. Because as it sits, the flour makes it thicker. Get really thick. It's cold, so it'll thin out as it warms up. But we're gonna need another Nembi. Poor guys, I tell you, how many pots have I used so far? Right, let me just put it down there. What I do is just want to get this back to its original consistency. Back to sauce consistency. Put that on the back burner. Now sauce making in general, up in the face. Sauce making in general, and velouté, bechamel, brown sauce, no matter what you do, it always has the same steps. You're going to sweat, generally shallots. You sweat that. You add your garnish. What we're going to use is, we're going to use garlic and capers. I'm going to make a garlic caper. I got some chicken breasts in the oven. But the steps are always the same. It doesn't matter if it's garlic or it could be whatever you want to use. So So, but the steps stay the same. Now this is what you call the garnish for the sauce. Now we have a bechamel, but we're going to make a garlic caper sauce for chicken breast. Sounds nice. And we're going to do a cheese sauce. So we got some thyme somewhere? Clean a little thyme. Only because I like thyme in my in the refrigerator. He put the butter in the refrigerator. You can bring that out. The butter. And you can turn off the fan. Back there, you hear that? That's that. Does he know which one? Maybe not. He's walking past it. He walked past it. Do you know the first panel? First panel. No, that one there. Right. Stop. No, panel. Yeah, the other one. Top over here. There you go. Good boy. There you go. Generally, we'd use olive oil or clarified butter, but I'll just use some of this, which is fine. Take a little onion. It's gonna prefer shallots, and maybe when class starts, we can get some shallots in. They're pretty expensive, but they do have a different flavor, and they don't turn out so sweet. Get my small ladle, because we're going to use the chinois. Even a small ladle would be better, but we're going to force it through with that. Okay, we're going to focus over here. You show them the Espanol sauce. The Espanol sauce. Right, that's looking very nice. Cut that down a little. You can see it's still very red. That's why I put one tomato in there. And now when I have some time, I'm going to whip that in. But I want to get at least one sauce done before we start the next sauce. Always onion first. I was getting cream cooking. You guys really like the flavor of raw onions. And this is a tremendous amount of garlic. This is a lot of garlic. In Western cooking, we rarely use this much. But once again, I know you guys like it. You like capers?
Yeah.
You like capers? Yeah, they're nice. They're nice with a chicken breast. Now, we're making a white sauce, so you don't want to brown anything, especially the garlic. So you cook that till you get the nemse, the garlic and onion smelling, but no color. I'm going to deglaze with some white wine. Where we got Chile? No, South Africa? Oh, Spanish white wine. These steps never change. There's always onion and garlic. They're always sweat. This is once again a lot of garlic, but we're making a garlic sauce. So if somebody sits at your restaurant, they order garlic sauce, they're going to like garlic. So I'm going to reduce that down a bit. There we go. Thank you, sir. Well, that's reducing. I'm going to take my brown roux. sound. No, that's okay, how about that? So I'm reducing that down. I'm going to add a little roux. Because the roux has to cook out, you know, say 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. You got the mirepoix that has to cook. The tomatoes will pretty much disintegrate. That's all the roux I'm going to add for now. I'm going to let it cook down a bit. It's going to need more, but once again, if you make it too thick, it will burn. You make the sauce too thick because it still has to cook for a while. That's a good reduction going on there. Take some bechamel. And so I want to make two sauces, at least two sauces out of this. So I'll just take 2 ladles. This makes a much smoother, creamier sauce. You need a small ladle too, but that's okay. This is enough. Can you get the chicken breasts out of the oven? There's some, bring hangju with you. Bring towels. It's a big kitchen to walk back and forth, all right? Okay, put that there. Now I didn't add the capers or the thyme yet because these don't really have to cook. We just want the flavor to come out of them. That's what. Okay. Put those in. Not too much. Olives would be nice. So, we'll take a little black pepper. Now since the roux is cooked out already, this sauce is pretty much done. You just want the flavors to come out on it. And salt, please. So sorghum. Pinch of salt. Capers are salty. Once again, you got to always think about what you're making. Test. Nice. There's garlic flavor. Gonna let that just cook a little longer. Now we got 2 different types of chicken here. I got here with I don't know if it was in the videos you guys. Did you see me cut the chicken? No, in another. Well, here we got bone in and the little, like the little wing parts. And then we just have boneless, breastless chicken, all right, which we'll use there. Once again, the sauce belongs on something, so. This way. Usually that doesn't burn. Now with these too, both these actually, you mark them on the grill. You put the color on the grill and you finish them in the oven. It's just the best way to do it. You could finish on the grill, but it takes much, much longer and you have to watch it. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Classically French way is always sauce on top. Or sauce on bottom. Depends on your preference. If you have a nice chicken breast, it'll look grilled really well. If it's ugly, it's better on top. And then we just put a little thyme, fresh thyme on there. I think this is more my style than anything else because I do like thyme a lot with that. Okay. What I really don't like, and you guys do this, this. You smear the sauce like this. I really don't like that. Only because, first of all, it's very little sauce. It gets cold very quickly. And it might look kind of cool, but I tell you, sauce should be enjoyed. Okay, this is once again a basic bechamel sauce with garlic and capers. It could have been olives, it could have been anything you think of. It could have been rosemary. Once again, you make a mother sauce, you make your own style of sauces. Okay, let's go back to the demi-glace. I mean to the can we know the NB? Poor guys, NB City. We're gonna make a cheese sauce, a Mornay sauce. But Mornay, as I said in the on the PowerPoint, Mornay is really Swiss cheese. We're gonna make a cheddar cheese sauce, which you guys will like anyway. I do. Personally, I like it. Cheddar cheese. Cheddar is a British style cheese. You may not know. There you go. Just put it down there. You want some garlic in this with the cheese? Generally, you don't do that. Yeah, generally Western cooking, cheese and garlic. I guess we could, but no. We'll keep it simple. Okay, step one, what? Sweat the onions and/or the garlic if you're doing it. Okay. I'm going to thin out the bechamel a bit, only because we're going to be adding cheese to it, and cheese will thicken it up a lot. Yeah, it's pretty thick. You can see the difference in consistency. See how chunky and bumpy that is? You put it through the chinois, and this is a very nice chinois. That's why I keep it in the freezer. Keep it nice. Okay. Get the garlic smell, the onion smell. You smell it very strong. Deglaze. So all the steps are basically the same, just different ingredients. Reduce. Check out, ooh, yeah, oh yeah. Oh, that's real nice. I don't think I'll add any more roux. That's a really nice brown stock. We have another ladle. Could reduce a little more stock. A little more roux. It should cover a little heavier than that. Now, Espanol sauce is just the beginning too. We're not done. I'll make I think we have some red wine. I'll make like a red wine, tomato red wine sauce. Oh, we got brandy. No, we got brandy, don't we? Yeah, we'll go with the brandy. We like the brandy. I like to smell the wine too. We're going to use close to all this, not quite all of it, but a good amount of it. Okay, now we add our bechamel. Can you give me a hand? Don't burn yourself. That's what I was saying about shrinkage. Everything that's stuck in this pan, almost a burn there. You can see a little browning going on there. But that's shrinkage. That's butter, that's flour, that's money, basically. And we end up, but it's part of our business. We lose it that way. There's nothing we can do about it. So you see it coming out how much smoother it is than when it was going in. I want to get as much as possible out of here. See how chunky that is? That's all flour, roux, onions, just everything that we have thrown in there. So, can somebody take this? Wash. We gotta wash that immediately. Let that flour stick on there like glue. A little thinner because we're going to add the cheese to it. I'm going to add pepper but no salt for two reasons. I'm going to be using Parmesan cheese and I'm going to use regular cheese. There's plenty of salt in both of those. If we need to add salt, we can add it. Taking it out is impossible. But pepper, yeah, why not? Why not? So you're going to take this kind of off the heat, on and off the heat, because once again you don't want to boil this once you add the cheese. Cheese should be kept cold, always cold in the refrigerator before usage. If not, it's going to get sweaty. It gets wet and sticky, and it doesn't blend very well. This is pretty delicate. You got to be careful. You bring this to a boil, you're in a lot of trouble. It will break. Like most classical sauces, there's a little trick to them. And my trick is to take it on and off the heat. Check seasoning. That's salty enough. That's for sure. Salty enough for me. Maybe you guys would want a little salt. But I'm going to be putting some Parmesan cheese in there. For two reasons. Parmesan has a very deep flavor. There's a lot of flavor to, and it should be a better Parmesan cheese, but this is good. And bring over the pasta. Actually, yeah, okay, I'll take that. We can do this. Let's put the chicken breast on. Anything else you want to add to it? Want to put some thyme in here? No, we'll save the time for the red wine sauce. We can do this. Oh, monsieur. Nice. Let's get that one in there. Right, cheddar cheese sauce, white wine cheddar cheese sauce, or one of my favorites. Considered a national dish of Canada, macaroni and cheese. They eat more of it than anybody in the world.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, mac and cheese, yeah. They eat more of it than anybody in the world, which is kind of interesting. I thought Americans ate it a lot. But a nice homemade cheese sauce. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Now you guys might find it a little shingupta because I didn't add extra salt. But by all means, go ahead. You guys can add some salt. This is a nice texture. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. And we'll move on now. Okay. We need another Nembi, please. Poor guys. Thank you very much. But we're doing a lot more than we do in class. That's one thing good about this. In class, we'd be like, make that and that's it and go home. And I'm a cookie maniac. I love it. Gonna need somebody, come around here. Hold that. Once again, when straining, pour always away from your friends. Now this could have cooked a little longer, obviously. What's that called? What's that called? Shrinkage. Shrinkage. This is money going down the drain. It really is. And nothing you can do about it. You can try to keep it down to a minimum. You have a gook chow, there we go. It's going to use a gook chow like a pump. Just pump out the... You wouldn't do this with chicken stocks or anything like that, but here, there's nothing wrong with squeezing out some of the flavor, especially the tomatoes. They're cooked enough, they're going to pass through here and they become part of the sauce. What the tomatoes do, and it's a very important part of Espanol sauce, it gives it a certain freshness. Your roasted bones, cooked a long time, kind of taste dead in a way. And the tomatoes bring it alive. Lemons bring things like that alive too. Now I'm going to put this on chicken breast, which we really shouldn't, but we have nothing else. This once again we have to take care of quickly. And of course, another Nembi. Oh yeah. Once again, process starts again. Just put it off the heat. All right, the process starts again. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. I'm going to chop my onions and garlic. This one I put garlic in because we like garlic. Originally I was going to do a red wine sauce, but we got brandy. And I like brandy sauces. Jack Daniel's sauce, very, very nice. Yeah. American bourbons. Yeah, Scotch doesn't work. Well, maybe people like Scotch, but to me, cooking-wise, bourbon is a corn whiskey, where Scotch is a barley whiskey.
Rye whiskey? Rye whiskey? Rye. R-Y-E.
Rye. Oh, rye whiskey. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's rye whiskey. Rye is a seed.
Yeah.
Corn, obviously, corn. Then Tennessee whiskey has to come from Tennessee, Kentucky whiskey has to come. There's a little different recipes in each one. Americans are pretty much whiskey drinkers, I would think. Thank you very much. Take care of my baby. That's true. I should have took a picture when I found it. The grinder that we used for the pâtés and stuff, that was in the garbage can. Listen to some eggy dog out there. 2 of them. Go, same with that, the buffalo chopper. Okay. God bless Korea. You guys throw out a lot of good shit, that's for sure. Okay. Once again, the system starts, we start over again. Now, once again, butter would be a good thing to use. I'm going to need the Namu with the small one. What happened to that one? If you're a saucier in a hotel, basically you'd be doing exactly what I'm doing. You'd have your sauces, your mother sauces on here. The sous chef calls you to go 2 mac and cheeses, 1 chicken breast, and you make the sauce. The guy would be cooking the grill. You throw the chicken breast in front of you, put the sauce on it, out it goes. Basically the same thing that's going on here is what you would do in the industry. But a little more organized. We're not set up to be a real kitchen, that's for sure. Time. First, you pick up some mushrooms. Sweat, and then we're going to deglaze. This is a very slippery bottle. You know, like this is very hard to hold. You really don't want this in the kitchen because if somebody drops this, breaks, you got a big fire going on. Take it off the flame. Step back. Be careful. Fire in the hole. You should tell people when you do it because sometimes you can surprise people. I used white wine before, reduce it down. Now I use brandy and reduce it down. You can't even see the fire. So you gotta be very careful. You can burn yourself. That's why I say you tell people fire in the hole. Who plays Counter-Strike? CS. CS. Headshot. Fire in the hole. Grenade. Well, you should tell your coworker that you're doing something like this because you're scare them. If they're not ready for it, you can end up getting them burnt. What you really want to do is just cook off the alcohol here. And we'll put some thyme in there. So we got a brandy thyme sauce. We had mushrooms. Very careful. Okay. Add the thyme. Just sweat that a little. We don't really need to sweat that too much. Then we're going to add our sauce. We should. Poor guys, I'm sorry. Because we got a skin on here now. See the skin? Which is natural. That's just protein. I'm not going to add too much because we can use this in class. I don't want it wasted here. Not say wasted. You guys deserve it. That's for sure. We'll let that cook a little. We're going to put a little concassate tomato in there. Why? Because we have it. The key point about sauce making is not ingredients. It's method. Sweating, chopping fine, sweating, adding, deglazing. All that doesn't change. The only thing that changes is what you put into it. And the tomato sauce is, one of the fresh tomato sauce is very nice. I'm not going to cook it too long, so the tomatoes still have some body to it, B-O-D-Y, so they're not mushy. Bring that once again, add anything. And what I'm going to do with this is take some whole butter. And in the PowerPoint, Monty O'Burr, there's a term, Monty O'Burr, in the class before this. This is what I say, next week you have class and I explain half the stuff. I'm going to add whole butter to this. First, make sure you have it cooked. And then either turn it off or turn it really low. Because once you add butter to it, it can break very easily. And finishing with butter is such a nice flavor. We could have used sand cream. We have sand cream. But butter makes a much better, richer texture. Sand cream's easier, too. Whipped cream's easier. Whole butter can be problematic. Once you add this butter, you have to keep it moving. If not, you're going to get just a big melted oil slick on top. So I'm basically making kind of like a mayonnaise. Butter is oil. So I'm just mixing everything in together until it's done. I'm going to check seasoning. Pepper. I do go a little heavy on pepper here, I think. A little more than I would do back at home. Home meaning in America. And we have one more chicken breast, right? Throw that on a plate. This is actually a classical French sauce, sauce chaussure. This one right here. Yeah, take that. That's fine. Which is a bunch of fresh tomatoes. brandy or cognac. Just put this on top. See, a nice nappe. A sauce should flow too. That's another point. When we get in class, you make sauces. Make sure they're enough that they can flow around. Obviously, we'd have vegetables and things like that. You guys have any questions?
No.
A little fast? Did this go too fast?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
You know.
Yeah, so a basic cheese sauce, a basic Mornay sauce, sauce Chaucer, which is, I wasn't even planning on making this, but we had the tomato, and I said, well, that'd be a nice thing to do. Once again, once you have your mise en place together, you can make lots of sauces with it. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you probably live.